Help support AMTV by becoming a patron, an AMTV staff member, and following us over on Twitter. Hello there guys, it's Adam Martin here, and welcome back to another instalment of the Now Review. And we're continuing our Now Dance journey by taking a look at this. We're really breaking away from the year releases now, or at least in terms of the number, because we're going to be taking a look at this album, Now Dance Anthems. Now, this album was released in the year 2009. The last album we looked at, Now Dance 2008, was released in 2007. So, as far as I can tell, we never actually had a release in the Now Dance line for 2008, which is a odd break from tradition, but not something that Now is averse to. They've done it before. But this is a 2009 release, and it's a lot of change. As I say, the number's different. It's on 3 CDs now, see there, instead of 2. This cover's pretty cool. Again, you're keeping the tube theme. That's the one consistent thing. There seems to be consistent since 1997. This tube writing is perfect for the series. In the background, you've got what look to be the microchips or just blocks of different colours. Lots of blues, purples, pinks, and whites. And it does all work. The colour correlation does work. But again, sort of like some of the past albums, I would have liked some sort of more correlation or more of a direct theming, if that makes sense. I'm not quite sure what I mean specifically, but I just know it's not like the perfect cover for me. But we're going to twizzle it round now to the side, and notice it's in the fat box style. Yes, we haven't seen one of these in a while. This is, well, it's 3 CDs, so it was likely it's going to be in a box of some kind. This isn't when Now had moved on to the flip open ones yet. We're still in the fat box style. So let's have a look what we got. As this is a 2009 release, of course, you're kicking off with one of the biggest hits of the year, which was Holiday by Dizzy Rascal. Still a big tune now, and I actually remember it coming out. I remember it hitting number 1 on iTunes, and I bought it for 79p as it was back in the day. It was all very exciting, and as you can see just by flicking over the track list, it's not just 2009. You've got some songs that actually appeared as recent as the last Now Dance album. They're really going for a sort of a retrospective. I particularly like the closing track of CD 1, which is Now You're Gone by Bass Hunter. Again, a huge hit in 2008, and I guess that's good that this album is packing a lot of hits from 2008, picking up the slack from where there wasn't a release the previous year. But Now You're Gone is a big hit and a big tune for Bass Hunter as well, so good start for CD1 in my opinion. A lot more recognisable songs, I'd argue, like more dance songs that also crossed over into the pop mainstream as well. There is CDs 2 and 3, and again, you're going for more of the pop/dance retrospective there. I'm sure from where the distance I'm sat, I can't really read the track list from here, but I'm sure your eyes can skim over, and I mean, there's a lot of recognisable songs on there. I'd be very surprised if you looked at all these tracks and didn't recognise at least one song. Again, though, from when I looked before, I think it's going for that more dance songs that definitely crossed over and had some sort of mainstream success. There's very few, should I say, tracks on here that I don't recognise, which means that a lot of it must have entered the mainstream, because I mean, at this time I was very much listening to like mainstream pop chart music. 2009, I was 13 years old. Different times, man. And notice in the bottom corner there, the bottom right, you'll also see the Ministry of Sound logo. And the Ministry of Sound are still pumping out albums, but they always pumped out dance albums of various genres and types. So it's nice to see they've had some sort of collaboration here with this one. So we've got 3 CDs. Let's crack this open and see what we got, shall we? So opening the first side of the fat box, you've got CD 1, which is this nice pink disc with the logo on there, which is all silvery and reflective. I've never liked the reflective surfaces, I think you'll know that by now, but the disc colour's nice. You've also got the little booklet, and available now on a very old-fashioned looking iPhone or iPod, that could be. It's the Now That's What I Call Quiz. So they'd moved away from DVD games and now we're going into apps. Apps, I believe, had launched in 2008, so this was only a year old. I never had this app, but I did have an iPod Touch, and let me tell you, back then, 2009, it was like you had, I don't know, it's like you had the future in your hands, you know? And here's opening the second side of the fat box. You have CD2 and CD3. More of the same in terms of the reflective logos, but you've got a nice purple and a nice blue colour. So yeah, they're really evoking the colours of the cover out there, which is always nice. I like it when the colours are at least somewhat consistent with the cover rather than wildly different. So as disc designs go, yeah, bit standard, but not bad. You can see they've abandoned ringtones. We'd long gone by then. And, I mean, in conclusion, who is this for? Well, 2009, I always see, having grown up through it, is a very light turning point time in music where the pop charts started producing banger hits that crossed into several different charts. You could argue that's always happened in music, but for me, at least in 2009, I felt that more than ever. And as I said, this is more of a retrospective. It's not aligned to the year it came out in. There are 2009 songs on there, but there's a lot of like 2000 stuff, some 90s stuff, and it's always good to have a mix, especially on these 3-disc albums. Now, I mean, you really need to delve into the tracklist on this one. Like, if you like 90s music but not 2000s dance music, you might have to do some weighing up, think, oh, is this worth the purchase or not? If you like it all, you'll snap it up easily. This was released on CD and download, and, I mean, again, the CD, dirt cheap. Even though it's 3 discs, I paid under £1 for this album, so you can find it really easily. It won't set you back too much money whatsoever. It's a good retrospective album, I'll say that. There's a very good... if you want like a beginner's guide to dance music of like the last 20, 30 years, then this place, I'd argue Now Dance Anthems, is a decent place to start. But that is all for this installment of the Now Review. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please remember to leave a like on the video and let me know in the comments. Did you own Now Dance Anthems back in 2009 or did you get it later on? Please subscribe to the channel if you're brand new for more Now content, and until the next one, I shall see you guys next time. Thank you to our patrons for helping to support the show, and a special thank you to Macra, Hooks Media, Ben Freeman, Ethan Carberry-Holt, Bruce Danton, The Broken Kitsumanoid, Tobos Krotz, and Polsky Liz, our AMTV staff members.